When I ran for office in 2003, I had just moved to LA. I was 23 years old, and it was a publicity stunt arranged by the adult film company that I worked for because I was an adult performer at the time. But I'm retired from adult films. I'm also 40 years old, and it is time, for me to have a career change. So now this is solely because I want to be a politician. And this is going to be what my focus is, fixing California, because I see how California has really gone downhill from when I moved there, full of, big dreams. And I want California to go, right now we have more people leaving the state of California than ever. I mean, you could rent a U-Haul to leave, to get into California for like a quarter of the price as to leave it. We want more people to come to California. That means making housing more affordable. We need to clean up the streets because I want young girls to have big dreams, to not be afraid to go there. We want people to come to California. And obviously these career politicians, they've been driving California into the ground. So it's time for a change. And that's me. Last time when I ran, I was 23. I was young, dumb, full of fun. I am now way more experienced. I'm not going to take this position laying down. I am ready to be on top. I think that, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had no political experience. And, Donald Trump had no political experience. I actually think that even, I still would be better than them because they were also both really, really wealthy going into office. They couldn't relate to the majority of the people. I, am a very normal middle-class person. So I think that someone like me can really relate and help people of California. Right now, I can be honest, I'm an honest politician going through the IVF journey. I'm sure a lot of women can relate to that. And, I am working, you get those eggs and embryos frozen, and I can run California for a while until I have kids. I also, I do have an OnlyFans page, which is because I still like to talk to my fans and I like to dress up and be sexy. So I do have an OnlyFans page, which is my little job. But I'm going to keep OnlyFans going, but also I just want to be governor of California. The final thing I want to say is, people of California, right now, I would like to hear from you on Mary Carey for the number 4governor.com. Send me your ideas. What do you want fixed? What are your problems? If you have any solutions, let me know, because I'm going to be taking everything I gather in here for the next couple months and working that into my final platform that I will be posting once I file. I'm going to be filing as soon as the recall is official, official as in Lieutenant Governor declares it. I will be picking up that paperwork on day one, collecting signatures throughout the state of California. And I just hope for, everyone write me. I want your support and ideas. Mary Carey for governor. I have not yet, due to, this is a really long process that a lot of people out there probably don't fully grasp. Yes, Gavin Newsom, he did get the signatures, but now there's going to be a 30-day process when people can remove their signatures, which they probably won't. So it will happen. After that, there's 30 more days where I think it goes to the budget committee. And then after that, there's another 30 days where, they have up to 30 days, but I'm thinking that they're going to really draw this out. So then by the time people can actually file to run, we're looking at, most likely, I'm thinking end of June at the soonest, probably end of July. And then last time, I'm assuming it'll be the same. It's 59 days until people could, turn in their final paperwork with the signatures and the money, and then there'll be the election. Now, I'm thinking the election will be November because there's already tons of other elections going on in the state. I hope they keep it at November, because by doing a separate election in September or October, that would be just costing the taxpayers more money. And I do have to say, overall, I am actually against the recall. I think this recall election is a waste of money. It's going to cost California around $100 million. We could be putting that money towards other things like the homeless, helping small businesses affected by COVID. He only has 1 year left in office. So for everyone actually who did sign this petition to have him removed, if you hear me, I think you should remove your name actually, because why do we he has 1 year left in office. If you don't like him, vote for someone new. Do not waste our money. But if the election is going to happen, then of course I want to be part of it. I want to try to help California, but overall, this is a really big waste of money for, Los Angeles. I actually just saw the story on KTLA about those homes that are being built in the North Hollywood area. The tiny homes. I think the guy's last name is Kraft. And, it's going to cost $4 to $5 million. I read for that. Instead of having this election, we could do that and help the homeless people, get them psychiatric care to clean up the streets. But yeah, I think this is going to happen. So vote for Mary Carey. First of all, I actually did spend a large part of the pandemic. I was in Los Angeles, but then I was in Florida. The way Florida, it's so hard to say which way was the better way to go, because obviously a lot of people are upset. I get it. The small businesses and the way things were shut down really hurt the economy there. Whereas Florida went the extreme opposite. We had everything open. Our economy is doing great. But the difference is California has such a bigger population than any other state. So I see why Gavin Newsom had to keep things shut down. I think we could have kept restaurants open, still, outdoor seating. He shut that down even. But the big thing I would want to do is we need to increase tourism in California by having things open. We need to get more people. We've got Universal Studios, we've got Disney, we've got the beaches, we've got, San Francisco. We've got such a great place for tourists to come to. So I think what we need to do is what Florida did, which is focus on increasing tourism, which will bring money into the state, which in essence will then, the money coming to the state will help all those restaurants, all the businesses, all the people that were out of work. If we can really I think Disneyland, we need to get a lot of people to Disneyland, and that'll just bring up our economy. That's the biggest thing I want to do, is fix the economy, get some money into the state to help all those businesses that weren't, that are almost out of business. And the people that lost their businesses, I want to make it easier for them to get loans to reopen them. I think the kids need to be back in school, because I can't imagine being a child today and not having social interaction with other children. Socialization is a huge part of childhood and growing up. So we do need to get the kids back in school, even if we're alternating. In Florida, they were switching days. Some kids are there Monday, Wednesday, some there Tuesday, Thursday, alternating Fridays. We need to do that. They need to be back in extracurricular activities. My neighbor, who is my best friend in LA for 15 years, his nephews are big time, like football players, basketball players are 12 and 15. They're not getting to do their sports that they've been doing. Kids need that. So we need to get everything back up and running. Kids need to be in school. Right now we have the second lowest. Well, Hawaii is the only one that has less cases per capita. I think we are at 40 per 100,000, which is the second best in the country. And I think that we are ready just to open everything up. Everything needs to be 100%. We got the vaccines going. We're practicing social distancing. The biggest thing that's hurting California right now is just the economy. What good is everyone being healthy if, if the homelessness is 80%? So kids need to be in school, businesses need to be open.